everybody, welcome back to Modern Man Vlog. I'm Chris, this is my buddy No Thumbs McGee, and it's fall. TV's starting back up with new seasons, new shows, so we figured we'd let you know what we've been watching or what we're planning on watching and new shows that we're going to check out along with our normal shows that are coming back. We're going to go day by day, start with Sunday and right through on to Saturday. There's not many new shows that start on Sunday because NFL is really hard to compete against.
Ooh.
Oh, come on, NFL. Anyway, we do have a couple shows that we do watch that are on Sundays. The first one is Once Upon a Time. It's returning for its third season. It's kind of a new take on fairy tales, right?
Yeah, kind of like the comic book Fables by Bill Willingham.
Very good book. I haven't read it all yet, but I'm getting around to it. This season takes place a lot in Neverland, correct?
Supposedly, yes.
Now, the reason they're in Neverland is because one of the main characters was kidnapped and taken by Captain Hook to Neverland. Okay, this might seem a little far-fetched, but it's a new twist on fairy tales, right? I mean, it's modern. It's not your grandma's fairy tales, basically.
Plus, it's on ABC, so they have a lot of references to the Disney versions of these stories.
Oh, and we know with Disney there's a large catalog of characters you can go to. Also, you got The Simpsons starting back up with its 25th season, and there's a little interesting tidbit. They're going to be having a crossover with Futurama, so you get to see the Futurama guys one more time. And another show that starts up on Sundays is The Walking Dead. Now, I'm a little behind on it, but you're caught up with it.
Yeah, Walking Dead is starting its fourth season, and it's deviated a lot from the comic book, but it still is very interesting and poignant drama.
So I think it starts in October, correct?
Yeah, mid-October.
Alright, it's Monday. We're starting the work week. We got NFL with Monday Night Football, but it's just one game, so we've got a decent stockpile of shows, and we have our first selections of new shows.
And one of them is even already premiered. That's Sleepy Hollow on Fox. It's basically a story of Ichabod Crane ending up in present day. It seems like kind of a supernatural version of Fringe. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I think I might check it out.
Okay, so along with Sleepy Hollow, we also have two other new shows that are starting. One that starts in November, and one that recently has just begun. The one that's recently just started is called The Blacklist, starring James Spader on NBC.
The comedian?
The comedian, yes, the crazy boss for one season from The Office is now, basically from what I understood from the promos, he's the world's greatest criminal mind, and he goes out and trains people, but now he's turned himself in to help the CIA go after these people. And then also you have, starting up in November on Fox, a new J.J. Abrams show, which J.J. Abrams has had kind of a little iffy, he's had Fringe, but he's also had Alcatraz. So he's kind of had a love-hate relationship, I guess, with Fox, you could say.
Who doesn't?
But it's kind of a remake. It's called Almost Human, and it starts in November. You have a cop that is paired up with a cybernetic type cop. Kind of like if Mel Gibson was paired up with David from AI or something like that. No, I don't know. Maybe not that crazy, but hey, it stars Carl Urban. I mean, Judge Dredd. Bones, not the TV show Bones from Star Trek. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker. That kind of, yeah. So yeah, that starts in November, and along with those shows, you have other shows returning, like Castle, which you turned me on to with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, it's returning for its sixth season. Becca got offered a job in Washington, D.C., and
Castle proposed. Will you marry me?
Anyway, I'm still really looking forward to this show. It's been nothing but good.
Nathan Fillion is just a rock star whenever he's on camera, no matter what he's in.
X-ray specs. Got him at the magic shop. I can see you naked.
Really? How do you like my navel ring?
Also coming back on Monday, as usual, in its final season is one of my absolute favorite shows, How I Met Your Mother. It's starting its final and 9th season. So we now know Barney and Robin are getting married. Ted's still kind of pining over Robin. And we know who the mother is now. And this whole season is going to take place over a wedding weekend.
That's crazy.
It's going to be awesome and epic. Also on CBS, you've got Two Broke Girls returning. Now, I know Whitney, whatever her name is, did this show or created it, but I mean, there's something about Kat Dennings and like the little rude humor here and there. It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. It's no like Pretty Little Liars or any of that kind of junk, but it's decent.
And on the animated side, we have Cartoon Network's current hits, Adventure Time and regular show. They're great.
It's making pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got lost in a song. Go ahead and continue.
Not to mention that both shows have gotten fantastic with complicated and serious plot lines. They're great.
Tuesday, we got one new show we're both really looking forward to, which is really a surprise. S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, come on, Marvel, Joss Whedon, awesomeness on TV.
Who would have thought?
I mean, it's Marvel, it's not DC, but I mean, it's okay.
How many Joss Whedon shows have you seen for?
Well, I've seen
two?
Firefly, I've seen Dollhouse, I've seen Cabin in the Woods, I've seen Toy Story, I've seen The Avengers, I haven't seen Much Ado.
Neither have
But
I.
I know. But it's coming out on DVD soon. Woo! Yeah! But basically, it's the Avengers on TV. It's gonna be epic. Plus, you've got like Colby Smulders coming in as Agent Hill, and isn't Coulson's back, right?
Yeah, somehow. Should we put spoilers on that?
It's too late now.
It's a year old. Give it time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you haven't seen the Avengers yet, what are you thinking? We also have two returning shows coming back. One that I watch, one that he watches, one that I'm still catching up on. But we'll get to that. Mine is a Fox show on its third season called New Girl. It stars Zoe Deschanel and three other guys. I can't remember their names right now. But it is freaking hilarious. I mean, just the chaos in it is funny. It's a girl living with three guy roommates, and they're just, I mean, you have the douchebag, you have the jock, and then you have the guy who can't really get his life together. And then you have this kind of goofy little girl that doesn't know what she's doing, and moving in with three random guys, hilarity ensues. It's pretty funny. I mean, if you like Zoe Deschanel, go for it. It's pretty good.
I tried a couple episodes and I didn't like it.
Okay, then we also have on that night Supernatural. Now, I'm a little behind on that, but he can fill you in on everything. I mean, I can't remember what season I'm on. I mean, so many people have died and come back, and demons have come and gone, and I don't know. But it's starting back up.
Yes, for its 9th season. I mean, you won't believe what happened at the end of last season.
La 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 la.
It's not important, just check it out. It's great.
Alrighty, Wednesday, middle of the week, it's hump day. Wednesday, I have a couple shows that I watch, you have a couple shows that you watch, we kind of share a couple, but there's one new show that we're going to check out. It's on the CW, it's called Tomorrow People. It's like an edgy version of like a sci-fi heroes type show. It's edgy because the R in Tomorrow is backwards, kind of like Toys R Us.
And we all know Toys R Us is so edgy.
And here comes my pal Jeffrey to meet me at the door. I dreamt I won the Super Bowl. I had a better dream.
Toys R Us. You'll never outgrow us.
So the powers for them are this big cell on the 3 T's. Telekinesis, teleportation, and telepathy. So basically it's Professor X, Jean Grey meets Jumper.
X-Men on a much, much smaller scale.
A network TV scale, a CW scale. But they did awesome stuff with Smallville. So
And
I mean,
Supernatural still.
So if they go on for 10 seasons, they might get a bigger budget. So for returning shows for Wednesday, I have a couple that I watched. He has a couple of those that I watched, but he hasn't. He's an on and off watcher. He hasn't finished some of them for some reason. But the first one I want to talk about is The League is returning. This is a show, it's a half-hour comedy on FX. It's based on like a fantasy football league, but it is extremely raunchy, and it's a lot less fantasy football stuff and more just raunch and crazy humor and stuff like that, as you can expect from FX.
The next returning show is the hit Modern Family.
Oh, Modern Family is awesome. I mean, I was the first one to start watching this, and I basically turned my whole family into watching it. Well, not the whole family, but most of my family onto watching it. I mean, my parents love it now. I mean, other than Duck Dynasty, it's probably their second favorite show. Well, and then Big Bang Theory, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so now we head on to the two dramas of Wednesday nights that we watch. I watch this one, but you don't watch it. Nashville. It's on ABC. It's kind of a real life kind of country music drama that's going on. You have Hayden Panettiere playing this kind of Taylor Swift type up and coming pop country artist, and then you have Connie Britton. It's really about them dealing with competing with each other. At some point they're forced to tour together. I mean, all the characters kind of interweave in this little town of Nashville, which I know is a lot bigger, but you'd think it's a lot smaller in the show. And it's basically the behind the scene, the true life story of a country music star. Not to mention the music's pretty decent. Now, I'm not a big country fan, but this show really kind of brought me back around to starting to like some country music. Now, also on the other end of the spectrum, you have Arrow.
Now, I've only watched the first half of the first season, so I'm just gonna...
No. We're not going to spoil anything.
All right.
Now, we'll mention some stuff that has been released out there, though. Like, with the second season coming up, they're going to introduce kind of what's called a backdoor pilot into a Flash series. So basically, Barry Allen is going to show up, I think, three times during this next season, and there's going to be a whole episode that's basically going to be the pilot for the Flash series that CW is going to do, which is kind of cool. So DC, that's DC 2 shows, Marvel 1.
How's that shared movie universe going for you?
Okay, all right, we've got Ben Affleck now. We're working on it. We're getting there. I mean, we got Wonder Woman in the works. You know, we'll get there eventually. I mean... Okay, so yeah, Arrow's coming back. I mean, it's riding on the heels of Smallville's success, and I think it's doing pretty decent. I mean, when you catch up, from what you've seen, you've liked it, right?
Yeah. It's a realistic take of a superhero genre.
Yeah, I mean, now some of the names have changed and stuff like that, kind of like they did with Smallville. Like, they never really said Superman. Like, they've never really said Green Arrow in the show. They've always referenced him as the Hood or the Vigilante. I mean, but it's pretty good. Check it out if you're a fan of comic books, which, if you're watching this vlog, I mean, you've got to be. Alright, so Thursday, the must-see TV night. It's kind of still must-see TV. I mean, there's a bunch of new shows that we're liking, but I mean, The Office is now gone. Some TV shows have been moved around time slot-wise. I think Supernatural used to be Thursday, right?
Oh, long time ago.
So, I mean, but there's new shows, and we're going to start with talking about some of these new ones. The first one is a CBS show called The Crazy Ones, which Robin Williams makes his triumphant return to TV since Mork and Mindy, I think.
And Sarah Michelle Gellar makes her triumphant return since Ringer.
Yeah. Anyway, Robin Williams plays kind of like a sales guy that has to sell... No, wait, what is he playing?
He's
plays
like
an
himself.
agent, right? But he's like an agent or something like that.
They're basically salespeople.
Really? I mean, based on the previews, I kind of don't know what the show's about, but I know that Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it and Robin Williams are in it, and it looks funny. Kelly Clarkson's in it. I saw a clip of her in it, so
at least
I'll check it out.
Speaking of triumphant returns to TV,
Michael J. Fox, he makes his triumphant return. The man, the myth, the legend, makes his return since, I think, Spin City. He's finally come back. I think he was on Rescue Me, though, at one point for a small stint. He basically plays himself in this show. I mean, and he plays a character who has Parkinson's and is making a return to television. It's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to it.
So am I.
And another new show that you have coming from ABC is a spin-off of Once Upon a Time. It's Once Upon a Time, Wonderland.
Yeah, it seems like from the previews that I've seen, it's very loosely based on Once Upon a Time, so it's not necessarily to view Once Upon a Time, even though we highly recommend it. But it seems like a more gritty interpretation of the Alice in Wonderland.
Now, I have heard that they're going to cross paths, like basically the pilot of Wonderland starts in Storybrooke, which is the universe/city that Once Upon a Time takes place in.
Also, it's got John Lithgow voicing the White Rabbit, who you might know from Third Rock from the Sun or even Dexter.
Oh, that's right. He was on Dexter. I forgot.
Yeah, he was.
Didn't he play Dexter's dad or something? I don't know.
Oh,
But it has Jafar in it too. It's got Saeed from The Lost playing Jafar. I mean, so they're obviously not sticking to just Wonderland. They're doing the Once Upon a Time thing and mixing and matching and bringing in Disney characters. I think Jafar's not even a part of the original Aladdin book, right?
I don't believe so. Finally, we have 2 returning critically acclaimed shows.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have one that's kind of, I believe, has jumped the shark and kind of on its way down. Big Bang Theory. I mean, it's funny and stuff, but dude, Sheldon is really becoming, a normal person. He's not, edgy anymore. Okay, maybe it hasn't really jumped the shark. It still has its funny moments here and there, but I mean, it's good. I'll still watch it. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, people. I mean, it's still on my list of shows to watch. It's in my queue. But one other show that is also gonna come back, and now is moving to a new time slot, which is a great lead-in, I think, for NBC, is Parenthood. Now, you haven't watched Parenthood.
No, I have, but you have raved.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's Ron Howard is a producer on this, but it still has that same kind of creative team from Friday Night Lights, and it's that great kind of family drama of a large family, but yet you have different little pods with different things going on and dealing with different issues. I mean, it's a fantastic show.
So it's like Arrested Development crossed with Modern Family?
No, I don't think it's as funny, but the casting is fantastic. I mean, you have Dax Shepard, you have Lauren Graham, you have Craig T. Nelson. I mean, you have people coming in like Ray Romano, you have Mae Whitman in there. I mean, it's just brilliant casting.
Well, I might just have to check it out then. Now we finally come to Friday night, which is mostly my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that I like that's on Fridays. I mean, there was Friday Night Lights, but that's long since gone. But NBC's got a new series called Dracula, based on the, I think, Bram Stoker's. It starts in October, and it's like a 10-part miniseries, so...
It seems to be a steampunky American interpretation, but it might even be picked up if it does well. So
it's not like a modern telling of like Sleepy Hollow is. It's gonna be it's in a certain time.
As far as I can tell, it's a straight adaptation. It's not doing anything too outrageous, I hope.
I might have to actually check it out, even though I'm not a big fan of vampires, the glittery and sparkles.
Now, over on Disney Channel, when they're not obsessing over their tween girl market, they're actually got some pretty great cartoons.
Yeah, like that one with the platypus that wears a hat, and doesn't he wear like a trench coat and grurs at people?
He doesn't wear a trench coat.
Oh, no. He doesn't. So he's naked. He just wears a hat.
He wears a hat, and it's a disguise. Yes,
but that's like something. Like a fern, something in fern.
It's Phineas and Ferb, and it's actually pretty funny. It follows a formula episode to episode, but it varies it very much, and it's very self-referential. It's a great cartoon. The other Disney Channel show is Wander Over Yonder. Now, this was created by Craig McCracken.
Okay, Craig McCracken. He's Powerpuff Girls?
Good job.
Nice, but not My Little Pony.
No, that's his wife.
Okay, alright. Did he do Dexter?
No, he
that was his wife
helped
too?
on Dexter.
Okay. I'm the du fromage.
Morning, poophead. Omelette de fromage. Omelette du.
He also created Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Now, these are short 15-minute episodes, and they're about this little guy Wander as he goes around and he helps people, and it's very funny.
Cool. And I think this has Fix It Felix in it, right? Jack McBrayer from 30 Rock, another show I haven't watched. Don't turn off. I'm gonna eventually watch 30 Rock sometime. I've watched about half of the first season. It was okay. But Jack McBraier's in this one, right?
Yeah, he voices Wander, the main character, and it's only been on for a couple of weeks, but they're short little 15-minute episodes, so I suggest you should check it out. And the final Friday night show is Legend of Korra on Nickelodeon. That's a sequel series to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So, okay, we're talking Avatar, like, not the blue-skinned cat people with the tails.
No.
And the James Cameron and the no nipples because they're aliens and they live on obtanium and...
No, it's with the arrowhead and the.
Oh, the M. Night Shyamalan movie with the kid that can control the stuff, and M. Night Shyamalan. How many times am I going to say M. Night Shyamalan in this show?
No, 1,000 times no.
Okay.
The series that movie, if I can call it that, is based off of is 10 times better. In this sequel series, it just furthers it along. It's great, and it just started its second season, known as Book 2 Spirits, weeks ago. I recommend checking out the first season and going from there.
So Saturday we have college football going on, which I know you really don't care about, but
Oh, we got Saturday morning cartoons.
oh, of course you got Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, you got the new Beware the Batman, the new Batman kind of animated series for the modern take. I mean, it's CG animated, kind of looks a little funky. Batman looks like he's duck facing because he actually has lips this time.
At least it's given credence to his lesser known enemies like Professor Pig and Mr. Toad.
Like the Grant Morrison type villains, right?
Yes, the crazy Grant Morrison villains.
How is I was gonna say, how can a little cartoon contain the Grant Morrison epicness and the mind blowingness of Grant Morrison? That's
Well, it turns Professor Pig into an animal activist.
oh, DC. Just when I build you up, you go and bring me.
Anyway, at least give it a chance.
Okay, so that's basically what we've got right now for Saturday morning cartoons. I know it's just one cartoon, but there's other ones that we're waiting for that still don't have release dates of when they're going to start.
Yeah, like the return of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. I mean, it's kind of a combination of all the different Turtles continuities into one. It's pretty darn good.
Yeah, but you got the voice of Samwise Gamgee / Rudy doing Raphael. I mean, and then you got Raphael's old voice doing the voice of Donatello now. And then you got Jason Biggs as Leonardo. I mean, really, you think the guy from American Pie is a good leader?
Well, and you also have Beast Boy as Michelangelo, but they actually fit their characters very well. And another returning show that doesn't have a premiere date quite yet is Gravity Falls on Disney Channel. This is a great show. It has a lot of humor. It also has a very, very mysterious running through line.
So Gravity Falls, that means it's kind of like Eureka, it has like science-y kind of stuff?
No, not at all. It's all supernatural type stuff. Like in the first episode, they fight gnomes, who after one gets punched in the gut, it throws up rainbows for a good minute. It's hilarious.
Who knew David the Gnome could puke rainbows? And then we've got another one, Even Stevens Universe. It's got Shia LaBeouf in it and that Romano girl.
No, not at all.
No?
No. It's actually called Steven Universe, and it's set to premiere on Cartoon Network. And it's created by Rebecca Sugar, who used to work on Adventure Time, and she created all the songs and stuff for that show. It's kind of, from what I've seen, it's kind of like a take of the magical girl type genre, but...
So it's basically Adventure Time meets My Little Pony then?
No, it's more like, what if Sailor Moon was a fat little boy?
Sailor... She's fat. Anyway, that's a good note to end on. I'm Chris. This is Thumbs McGee, also known as Thomas. You can catch his blog that he writes and reviews comics on the website that is in the description down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. We'll have more for you, not next week, but in another week after that, because this is an extra long episode here. Okay, so question of the day. In the comments, I want to know, what new show are you interested in seeing? Thomas, what's your favorite? What are you looking for?
Probably S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'd have to say the MJF show, Michael J. Fox show. I mean, I'm a big fan of him. I like his stuff. It'll be a fun little show to watch. Don't get me wrong, S.H.I.E.L.D's good. You know, Marvel sucks, but DC is better. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I like Marvel. I'm just more of a bigger DC fan. We'll catch you next time. See you in 2 weeks.